Okay.
What's up, brother?
Yeah, Charlie.
Yeah. So you welcome to my community.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Me and my brother, we go way back from GHS. Only
Yeah.
God knows,
Yeah.
From GHS.
Yeah.
And now my brother, he's more into self-development and also spirituality.
Yeah.
And we are also blessed to have him as our first person to be interviewed on
Yeah.
this platform. Welcome, brother.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. So can you at least introduce yourself to my viewers for them to know who you are as a person?
Okay. So,
Yeah.
as you already said, we've known
Mhm.
ourselves for a very long time now.
Yeah,
And then
long time.
I'm Gideon Sapon.
Yeah.
Gideon Sapon, and then I'm still a student in UCC. Yeah. And right now, at the look of things, we are trying to develop ourselves in the things of God. Yeah. So that at the end, we end up at a big platform too.
Yeah.
So that's the goal.
That's the goal, man.
Yeah.
So personally, as an individual, how I see things is that if you are a guy or if you are an individual, a human in general, and you don't have a goal for yourself,
Okay.
or you don't yearn for personal development as an everyday thing, what are you doing? That means like you are losing your mark.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So let's not waste too much time and get right into it. Yeah, sure. So when it comes to self-development, how do you define self-development in your own terms?
Okay. So I would say self-development is actually the process of being intentional about your self-improvement, your personal growth, and then creating that awareness, consciousness that you want to improve or want to develop in your life, in this aspect of your life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with what you said, you are trying to say that you would have to pick a particular sector of your life you want to develop before self-development will even start.
Sure. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because one thing I would say is that mostly self-development actually comes by renewing your mind that you want to do this, or maybe you have to notice your weakness, so that would be the point where you're going to just face on, or maybe fix your gaze on, then work on it.
Okay. So if I understand you well, it is a process.
Yes.
For self-development.
Sure.
It's a process. It's a system. And I try to tell people all the time that you can't just say you want to be this person or you want to get here or there, and it just happens so that you are there. It's just a process that you would have to go through before you get to that level.
Yes.
Okay. With a self-development journey, I would ask, how do one deal with self-doubt? Because like self-doubt plays a very important role in people who doesn't develop their life. It plays important role in why they just stay back and not try enough for themselves.
Okay. So you see, one thing about self-doubt is that it's actually an important or a difficult thing or a dangerous thing that fights us the youth that we are growing. Because most of the people, there's this, can we call self-esteem. It's very, very low when it comes to some aspect of their lives. Okay. Yes. So one thing I would say is that when it comes to self-doubt, one thing that will help each and every individual to fight against it is just putting your gaze, looking at what you want to achieve. Yes, that's the only way you can fight, because even when you are starting, people can just say things that will distract you. You see, yes. So when you start the process, you should know that the process, it won't be easy.
It wouldn't be easy.
So that you know what is at stake or what is ahead, then you just focus on it, and then you'll be fine.
Okay. And I think adding on to what you said, a lot of people I know also play the blame game. Maybe my dad didn't help me complete school, so I'm not going to complete school.
Yeah, that one is very
maybe
true.
a relative of mine did not help me go outside, so I won't force myself to go outside. And I think in this society that we are in, it has become enough for like people to just rely on people
or probably
or parents, not knowing that it is your life, it's your
Mhm.
choice.
Mhm.
And I think that if you rely on someone for a particular thing and the person don't provide it for you, at the end of the day, it's your loss.
Sure.
It's your loss.
Sure.
So I think that why don't we the youth,
Mhm.
because I'm not old enough to advise the old
Yeah.
ones,
Sure.
but I think that why we the youth, we don't take it upon ourselves to make ourselves better.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. That
that's
one's
why we
very
are
true.
here right
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah, okay. So do you think that self-care and some practices can also influence the journey of self-development? Like
Mm.
self-care, taking care of
Okay.
yourself, can it also
Oh yeah. Yeah.
increase?
Yeah. It can really help an individual to improve very, 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 very
Okay.
much. When you come to the aspect of practicing of your health, I mean exercise, yes, going to the gym, and then meditations.
Yeah.
And then the meditations, we have a lot of meditations, and probably me being a spiritual person by the grace of God,
Okay.
I'll actually advise the meditation through the Word of God.
Okay.
Yes, and then through gymming and then exercises, it all
Mm,
helps the mind to grow
okay.
well.
Yeah.
Yes, so that you'll be fixed on what you want to do.
You
Yes.
know, I actually like the fact that you mentioned you being a spiritual person.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I come to think of it, what role does spirituality
Mhm.
plays in self-development?
Okay. Okay.
What role?
Hmm. Okay, so I would say we young believers that we are coming,
Mm-hmm.
one thing that we should take very note of is that spirituality
Mm-hmm.
is actually about the things of this world, the whole universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then probably we know that there is some outside universe that operates even in this
Yeah,
area,
yeah.
and then when it comes to our self development, one we have the mind, we have
Mm-hmm.
you have your soul, your mind,
Mm-hmm.
yes, and then all these things, your emotions are in your mind,
Mm-hmm.
yes. So anytime that you are trying to develop yourself in every aspect of your life, one thing that will help you is your spirituality, and then the
Okay.
spirituality I'm talking about is your relationship with the Lord, yes,
Okay.
that you involve yourself through prayers, some kind of reading of the
Mm,
word, yes, to help you build your mind. Yes,
okay.
and other meditations that
Okay.
maybe would help.
All right.
Yeah,
So if I understand you well, you're trying to say that we have the spirit you and the physical you.
sure.
So even as you are developing your physical you at the gym
Hmm.
by reading books,
Yes.
like as you said,
Hmm.
like trying to meditate,
Sure.
you are building the physical you.
Yes.
But the spiritual you too, you
Hmm.
have to be a spiritual
Yes.
person in order to succeed in that field.
Yes.
Okay, so how do one nurture and grow himself
Hmm.
spiritually? For
Hmm.
example, maybe I can be a spiritual person.
Okay.
Everybody knows me. I i pray all the time. I go to church, but spiritually I'm not growing.
Mm.
And if you're not growing spiritually too, it's very difficult for you to grow physically too,
Sure. Sure.
from what I understand
You're
from
very right.
the words you were saying.
Yes.
So how do one, let me say, nurture that inner that spirit being
Okay.
in order for it to manifest in the spiritual in the physical realm, for
Okay.
other people to notice that there is a change in this particular
Mm.
person?
Okay.
How can that be possible?
All right. So one, when it
Mhm.
comes to your spiritual aspect of your
Okay.
life, one thing you should know is that basically you are a spirit being.
Yeah.
Probably you are a spirit, and you have a soul, a spirit that lives in a body.
Okay.
Yes. Into most of the time, when we talk about these things, one thing we should know is that anytime that you are trying to build your spiritual life, one thing, the first key that you need to take notice is your relationship with the Lord.
Okay.
Yes. And nowadays, we youth that come in, we as a that enjoyment is in our is in our hearts
Yeah.
so much. And the Bible even said that any individual that has the love of the Father in him doesn't like follow the things of this world, doesn't have the love of the Father in that person.
Love of the
Yes.
Father. Okay.
So anytime that you're trying to build your relationship with the Lord, concern your spirituality, one thing is your relationship with the Lord. Yes,
Okay.
that aside everything, you're going to worship God, not because maybe you need something for Him.
Mm.
Yes, because the Bible said in the John 4:24 that the Lord is a spirit and you must
Okay.
worship Him in truth and in spirit.
In
So
spirit.
if God is a spirit and we are also spiritual beings, we should also worship Him in the same aspect of
Okay.
spirituality through your prayers.
Okay.
Yes.
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 And you know, I've listened to a lot of podcasts when rich men will be talking about their journeys, and most of them that I've listened to do not leave the God factor out of their journey. It is always something, what do we call it? Something supernatural that will happen in their journey. For example, we are in Ghana here. We know about Osei Kwame Despite.
Sure.
We know that, okay, Osei Kwame Despite was selling cassettes. Then later on, moved to other ventures of life. Okay, but at the at a point, something happened in his journey, and it changed his life forever. Because you can't tell me that you sold cassettes
And then okay.
and you
I
just
see.
became rich. It's not done like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a forex trader, so talking about forex, I look up to Kojo Forex,
Sure.
and he once said that one day he had dressed, prepared, like gotten himself prepared for church. Then, whilst he was about to leave his house to the church place, he got a trading strategy. And that trading strategy has made him a millionaire now.
Wow.
So, thinking about self-development and spiritual growth, I think that these two things cannot be left alone.
Sure.
That's
Sure.
why I wanted
Sure.
us to talk about this thing.
Sure.
Okay, so the last and final question I want to ask you before we close, because you're a busy person and I'm also a busy person. So, how do we connect to our greater self? Like using this physical self-development thing we've talked about and the spirituality
Okay.
we've talked about. How do one connect with his greater self to be able to achieve the things that you've imagined to achieve?
Okay. So basically, what I'll say concerning what we started discussing from the top, self-development. Before you gain that platform or that realm, or before you get to that realm, you have to be conscious, very, very attentive of what you want to achieve.
Yes.
Yes, because you see, in the process of everything, without the mind, you cannot achieve it.
You cannot
Yes,
achieve
without
it.
without you being conscious or without being convinced that this is what you want, you cannot
Yes.
achieve that thing. That's why the Bible said that be transformed with the renewal of your mind.
Yes.
If your mind is not renewed, you cannot be transformed.
Okay.
Yes. So after you have been transformed, that is where you, maybe when it comes to the aspect of spirituality too,
Okay.
probably maybe we are all believers, right? And then we are trying to know, we are trying to achieve a bigger thing ahead of us. Yes. And then we come to realize that spirituality, we cannot take it from it because we are already spiritual beings. And that is our true nature. Yeah.
Okay.
And there is someone above that's
Yeah, that's watching us.
yes.
Okay.
So everything that we are doing, we should make sure that our spiritual life, concerning our prayer life, our reading of the word, they are all involved. That's the basic of
That's the
spiritual
basic.
growth.
Okay.
Yes. But then you see, always we need to pay the price of what we want to achieve.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It's
So
very true.
always we need to pay the price. So always, if this is what you want to achieve, you have to push harder. You have to
Yeah.
push harder. And one thing I've realized about the youth nowadays is that it looks like now we are waiting for a period, like maybe some of you saying, Charlie, maybe trying for this period before I'll start doing
I'll
something.
act. Yeah.
Yes. And that really delays a lot of people in life.
Yes. Yes.
So one advice I would say to the people listening to me is that mostly when you want to start something, just don't wait.
Don't wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just push hard. Whatever you want to do, just try it and then it will work.
It will work. Yeah.
That's
Thank
what I
you,
would say.
brother. Thank you for
Thank
being
you so
with
much.
us. Thank you for
Thank you.
sharing your knowledge
Oh.
on what you know with me and my viewers.
Sure.
And it's been a blessing talking to you. It's
God
been a
bless
blessing.
you. God bless you for this
Okay.
opportunity. Have a nice day.
So, in conclusion, I think that the mind is really the first core of
Yes.
everything that we are talking about right
Yes.
now.
Yes.
The mind is the first core.
Yeah.
Okay. So, if you don't change your mind, you cannot change your
Sure.
situation.
Yes, that's it.
If you want to be great, you have to start thinking great.
Mhm.
For the Bible says, as a man thinketh, so is he.
Sure. Yes.
Okay. So, and I think that continuously believing, like constantly, you believe that my life is going to change. I will be this person. I think that's what you were talking about, the renewal of the mind, knowing that, okay, at first I was a broke guy and I don't accept that reality. So right now, my mind is renewed.
Yes.
This is who I want to be now. Then you start working on it
Yes.
in order to achieve that particular thing you want to achieve.
Yes.
So I think we are all blessed to have Gideon Sapon here.
God bless you.
Maybe,
God bless you.
hopefully, maybe he will come on this platform
probably,
again
yeah.
to come
I'll
and
come again.
give us wisdom and understanding in the word and also in our day-to-day life.
Sure.
Thank you, brother.
Sure.
Thank you for being
You're
with
welcome.
us.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
Thank you. Bye.